Hello, it's Mr. Eason here with another homework help for section 10.2. And in this section we are using what we learned about angles from 10.1, and classifying triangles as either right triangles, acute triangles, or obtuse triangles. And what's most important here is that we remember how to identify angles as either acute, right, or obtuse. If we can do that, then we can definitely handle this section and it won't be too difficult. So number 1 says name the triangle. Tell whether each angle is acute, right, or obtuse. And a name for that triangle could be FHG, it could be HGF, it could be GHF. It doesn't really matter because whatever letter you pick, it's connected to the next letter, and that's connected to the last letter. So we will call that triangle FHG. So next it says angle F is what? And so they are talking about this angle right here. And that angle right there looks to be acute, so we will just say that that is an acute angle. Erase this first. So angle F is acute. Okay, angle G, that would be the angle that has a little square in it right here. And if it has a little square in it, we know that that is a right angle. So we can just write the word right. And then angle H is the angle right here. And that angle also looks to be an acute angle. So we will write acute. Let's try that again. So then all we need to do is we need to think about, does it have all three acute angles? Because that would be an acute triangle. It does not. Does it have an obtuse angle? Because if it did, it would be an obtuse triangle. And it does not, but it does have a right angle, so that this shape is a right triangle. So we will say it is a right triangle. And that is basically what we're doing for the rest of this section, is just identifying whether those triangles are acute because they have all three acute angles, obtuse because it has one obtuse angle, or right because it has one right triangle. So let's look at number 2, and we will first look to see if we have any right angles. They do not have any squares, so those are not a right triangle. And then we look for obtuse angles, and if you look at this angle right here, that definitely looks to be an obtuse angle, so that triangle is an obtuse triangle. Number 3, I also see an obtuse angle right here, so that is also an obtuse triangle. And number 4, I do not see any obtuse angles. This angle right here looks to be acute. This angle here also looks to be acute. And this angle right here also looks to be acute. So if they are all three acute, that means that that is an acute triangle. So we've looked at all three triangles. We have a right triangle on number 1, obtuse on 2 and 3, and acute on number 4. So you just need to check all of the angles before you identify the triangle, and that is all you need to do for this section. This has been homework help for section 10.2, and I will talk to you next time.